Okay guys, so time to answer your cues. Okay guys, so today I'm going to be answering some of the questions that you've been sending me, so stay tuned for that. Before we dive in, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so already, and share it with your friends if you think they may like the content. Alright, so let's get started with the first question. And the first question comes from I am Noah MZ. Noah is saying how to remember all the information we consume, whether through books, conferences, seminars, and how to take effective notes that will help us remember the information. That's really important question, and thank you for asking that, Noah. I'm actually just gonna put this away because I need to talk with my hands. The first thing I would like to tell you is it's good to consume information, and it's good to learn, and it's good to broaden your perspectives. However, I feel like nowadays we are over consuming information, and that could be a problem. So the first thing I would tell you is really pick your sources of information. You cannot be watching like 10 videos on YouTube each day and expect yourself to apply the learning, because what's the point of knowing if you don't apply the learning? So I urge you to like limit, first of all, the sources of information that you have, and limit the books that you read, and limits all that. Just make a conscious decision that you're gonna have like specific number of books per month or per week, or a specific number of articles that you will be reading. And nowadays everybody claim themselves to be experts, so be careful of that. Be careful of who is teaching you and giving you information. So once you know who are your teachers, mentors, or like when I say teachers, it's not really private teacher, but teacher online or teacher through a book or whatever that is. Once you know who your teachers are, then you can develop your learning through them. And how to remember the information is really by taking notes. Definitely you can use bullet points, just writing down the most important information that you read. In my case, when I read books, I sometimes, in the past, I just used to skim through the book really fast and hey, I'm done. But what I've seen doing recently, and it's been really effective, is when I read a paragraph and I felt like there is a lot of content to it, I sort of reread it again. I would just read it as many times as possible until I actually understand all the information that is being said in that paragraph. And once it's understood, it's fine. It just sticks into my brain. So try this one for you, Noah. Maybe it would work for you. That's one thing that definitely works for me, and I love it. It does take longer, obviously, to learn, but it's longer but more sure. Another thing that I used to do in the past, which I don't do anymore, is when I read something interesting, I will just write it down on a notebook. And I used to have a lot of notebooks. I still do have a lot of notebooks. And I feel like when I write it down handwritten, I remember it better. So try this exercise of, like every time you read something new, you just write it down, or every time you come across a new word that you don't understand, you just write it down and you do research. And then when you're in the bus or in the doctor's waiting room, whatever, you go again through those notes, and it's like a refresher, and you're reviewing your notes, and it sticks to your brain faster. Another thing that I would like to say is that is really important is whenever you learn something, try to explain it to somebody else. And I still do that to date, and I love bothering my immediate family with that. So whenever I learn something, I try to explain it in my own words. And when I try to explain it, and I feel like I don't have enough words, or I don't know how to express myself, that actually means I didn't remember it well, or I didn't understand it fully. So I would go back to that information and reread it until I fathom all all the data that need to be remembered or understood. So again, it's not about quantity, it's more about quality. Choose quality books, quality workshops, quality seminars, quality classes, and focus on that content. It's not about how many you do of them, it's how deep you go into them. And you don't need to know about everything. You just need to know about what you would like to achieve, or what specialty you would like to have, or what skills you would like to get. You cannot really be really good and expert at web development, graphic design, painting, sculpture, music, athletics. That's impossible. So choose a specific niche and choose your teachers. Choose the, like focus on the quality and not the quantity. Take notes, repeat the notes, reread them, explain the notes to other people. And I'm pretty sure if you do these steps, you will succeed at them. All right, so my next question comes from Ilyas Aufi. Ilyas is saying how to be an entrepreneur and what skills should be developed. Okay, I think I have a video on this one. It's how you can you be an entrepreneur. You can definitely check it out. So how can you be an entrepreneur? How can you be an entrepreneur? That's an interesting question. The thing is, there isn't like a school path or a school major that you can do that will guarantee that you will become an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is all about having that entrepreneurial spirit. It's a desire of creating or changing things or bringing value to your community or even to the world. So there is no recipe to be an entrepreneur. I think you can be an entrepreneur if you have that desire, that burning desire to create something new or to create something in a different way or in a better way. So the skills that should be developed are definitely business skills, how to manage money, how to raise money, and also how to invest and how to work with teams, because it's so important. Entrepreneurship is like it's leadership. You want to bring people toward the same vision that you have, and that's key to succeeding in business. You want your team to join you in your vision and work toward your goals, and you want the consumers to come to your vision and consume your product or service. So definitely a focus on interpersonal communication and social skills, but also on anything to do with finance and marketing that will be valuable as well. Okay, so the next question comes from somebody, and I forgot to write his name down. Sorry about that. But the question was something about, because I couldn't find a message anymore, it's just like deep on my Instagram. But the overall question was how to stop being lazy. And I love this question because a lot of us want to succeed, want the money, want the fame, want the Instagram followers, or whatever that is that you guys want. I don't know. But we don't want to put in the work, and that's actually what makes people successful or unsuccessful. So stopping being lazy, that's the first step. Good job that you spotted that you have this problem, because being lazy will not change your life for the better. There's nobody who's lazy that actually created something amazing in this world, or like had a huge impact on our world. So stopping being lazy is to have something that will make you get out of your bed. So what makes you get out of your bed in more, or what could be this thing that will make you get out of your bed in the morning? So think about what drives you, think about what motivates you. And I just want to stop you right here, because some people actually are just motivated by just the money, and I feel that's completely wrong, because when you reach that money, you won't have any other sort of sense of purpose. And I feel motivation should be just beyond money, something bigger than just money. Because money at the end of the day is just energy. You can have it today and lose it tomorrow. You need to have something that you would want to wake up for in the morning, something that will make you go like for hours, something that you're passionate about. So if you don't know what you're passionate about, maybe you should start experiencing different things, working in different industries and fields until you discover what's in it for you, what you love, and what you're passionate about. Also, in terms of stopping being lazy, get some inspiration from other people and see what actually makes you happy, what you inspire to do as well. What would you like to have achieved by the end of, I don't know, next year, or maybe even 10 years' time, or 20 years' time, or even your lifetime? Just think about things that you love, just get inspiration from other people, and that actually is going to help you. Another thing that is really important about stopping being lazy is to have an action plan. And by action plan, I mean just first of all a calendar. So think, for example, what you're gonna do tomorrow. Do you have a plan for tomorrow? Do you know what you're doing in the morning? Do you know what you're doing in the afternoon? If you have just blank, blank, blank empty spaces, definitely that's not very motivating. But you can add some activities like maybe sports, or you can add like join in like a social club that if you have in your neighborhood or in your city, or it could be research. But just block some time on your calendar. It will actually make you feel like you have something to do and you are there for a reason. You are in this world for a reason. And finally, if you want to stop being lazy, you should definitely think about your friends. Are they lazy too? If they are, then perhaps it's time for you to just move on and find new friends who will help you achieve goals and be really looking forward to living life. And I think that's the beauty about life, is that it's to you to unfold it. It's to you to make it whatever you want. So it's your decision. Do something today that you will thank yourself for tomorrow. So the last question of the day is from Mel Boimery on Instagram. And Mel Boimery is saying, what does a person need to succeed? Is it passion or money? It's good that you want to be successful. That's a great thing. Now, if you want to be successful, first of all, stop thinking too much about it and just start acting, just start doing. And I think that's what actually makes people successful. They're less into thinking and more about doing. It's all about action. That's what makes people successful or unsuccessful. You can have two people, they both have the same idea, they both have the same mindset, but one actually acts and tries and battles and fights, and the other one is just taking it easy and slow and afraid of taking the first step. That's to me the difference of a successful and unsuccessful people, and that's actually what makes the successful person successful. So yeah, you mentioned passion. That's really good. Passion is really important because that's what drives you to continue even in harsh and bad times. So I'm definitely with you on that one. Do you need money? Not necessarily. So many people started out of nothing and they've become very successful. So I wouldn't say money. No. Money, it's good if you have it, but it's not definitely criteria. However, action is really what you need to do. How do you spend your weekends? Do you spend your weekends watching television and scrolling down Instagram? That's not gonna make you very successful. That's not actually gonna make you successful at all. But if you're using your weekend wisely to learn new skills, apply them, or start a side hustle, that's actually gonna help you get ahead. And I know you're gonna say, well, I do have a full-time job, or I do have whatever. But to be honest, I don't know what is success to you. Each one of us has a different definition of success that only you can answer. And I actually have a video on this, one of my old videos. You can check it out, or I could probably can link it down below. It's about what is success. Every one of us has a different definition of success. You do not have to think that success is about having money, or driving a flashy car, or living in a big house. These are the sort of like definitions that have been imposed upon us, but it's up to you to choose them whether you want them to be true or not. Do not feel the social pressure. I remember when I was in my 20s, one guy told me that he felt his concierge was happier than him. And I asked him why. He said, because he's very successful. He reached everything he wanted in his life. And I said, what do you mean? That guy is a concierge. And he said, well, he has a beautiful family, a wife, and children. He's a successful guy. And that was actually success to my friend. My friend saw somebody who's successful as somebody who was happy in a relationship and had a family and children. So everybody of us is different. Do not feel pressured by what you see on social media or even television and so on, or even like social pressures. Definitely think of what is success to you. And the way I like to see it is when you're on your deathbed, and I know it's kind of hard to think of it, on your deathbed, what sort of regrets would you have had? And what things would you have achieved by death? And if you have the answer, to me, that's what you need to work on, and forget everything about what people say that you should or should not do. Alright guys, so that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. Let me know down below if you like this type of videos. I'm trying to be more committed to making videos for you all. So please send your positive vibes and support if you want me to do more videos. Also, feel free to like and share this video if you liked it. Comment down below, and also consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't done so already. Let's stay in touch on social media, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.